Hello students, I'm Madam Joyce from Educare TZ. I'm teaching biology and today I will be with you, my student, to discuss our topic which is found in Form 5 and this is gaseous exchange and respiration. Whereby in our topic now we are going to focus dealing on our subtopic which is a gaseous exchange in mammals. So my student, before we are proceeding more further, now we have to recall on the previous session. That is, on the previous session is whereby we try to look on the structure of the lungs, specifically in the alveoli. And within the alveoli, we have seen that within the alveoli now, it is the structure which is responsible for production of the surfactant. And we finalize by looking on the functions or the role of the surfactant. So my student, in this session, it's just like a continuation of where we end on the previous session, but now we are going to talking about the respiratory surfaces. The respiratory surface. So my student, this thing, it is very important kwa sababu pia hili ni swali kabisa lililojitosheleza. Anaweza akakuletea kule kwenye short answers akakwambia uelezee hii respiratory surface, au anaweza akakwambia udifferentiate between respiratory surfaces and gaseous exchange. Inakuwa na uhusiano gani? So you have to understand things. Ukielewa kitu ndipo ambapo una uwezo mkubwa sana wa kujibu hilo swali lako. Swali lolote linaweza litakalo kujia kwenye mitihani. So student, I ensure you that in this session is where now you are going to understand what is the respiratory surface and what the functioning of respiratory surface and examples of the respiratory surface. So you are warmly welcome. Now we are saying that a respiratory surface is any area where gas exchange occurs between an organism and its environment. So now you can see is an area. So area hiyo inapatikana wapi? The area which is found within an organism, and it is where now it is responsible for exchanging gas. A good example here, my student, you can take an example, the lungs. Within the lungs of a mammal, for example, human being, is where now that is an area whereby the gases they exchange. There is exchange of a gas within the lung. So ukiongelea huo mfano utakuwa na kumbukumbu nyingi sana pale ambapo utaulizwa what is the respiratory surface. Is an area, ni sehemu ambapo gaseous exchange ina takes place. But also we are saying that the key is that the surface needed to be thin and moist for gas to diffuse easily. So here are the examples of the respiratory surface. So tunasema kwamba any respiratory surface, sehemu yoyote ambapo gaseous exchange ina takes place, tunasema kwamba hiyo area it must be moist. Inatakiwa iwe na unyevu. Ule unyevu tunasema kwamba inasaidia easy diffusion of a gas. But not only that, we are saying that also that surface, that respiratory surface inatakiwa iwe very thin. For example, within the lungs, we have a structure which is called the alveoli. And the alveoli, it is very thinnest structure which is found within the lungs, which is responsible now for gaseous exchange. So that is the place, the area. It is called the respiratory surfaces. So we have to see examples of this respiratory surface which are found in different kind of an organism. And the first organism here we are going to see is in a human being. What is the respiratory surface which is found within the human being? Now we are saying that the alveoli in our lungs are the primary respiratory surface. So respiratory surface inayopatikana ndani ya human being, binadamu, tunasema kwamba inaitwa alveoli. Do not mention the lungs, kwa sababu tumesema within a lungs kuna different kinds of structure. We have trachea, we have bronchus, alveoli duct, and so on. But the place which is responsible for gaseous exchange, it is called the alveoli. So hapo usijaribu kuconfuse vitu. So tunasema kwamba hiyo place inaitwa alveoli, which is found in our lungs. But we are saying that they are thin air sac with their thin walls and moisture lining, so allowing oxygen to pass into the blood and carbon dioxide to pass out. So due to their thinness structure and the moisture surface, ndiyo ambayo sasa inasaidia easier diffusion of these gases. So gas inaweza ikaingia within a blood to several tissues which have that demand of oxygen, and also ile carbon dioxide kutoka within a body of a human being to the surrounding environment. So, and this one is the structure of the lungs, which is found in a human being, and tumesema kwamba this within the lungs of a human being we have a structure which is responsible for the process of gaseous exchange, and that structure, it is called the alveoli. This one, they are tin-like structure. They are found at the tip of the at the tip of the bronchioles, ndio ambazo ziko responsible for the gaseous exchange to occur within an animal, an organism, specifically human being. That is a respiratory surface which is found in the human being. But also we have another organism that such as fish. We have another organism such as the fish. Tunaye samaki. Naye samaki anatumia nini kwa ajili ya gaseous exchange? We have to know also, this is very important. Tunasema kwamba in the fish now, the gills are the respiratory surfaces. So our fish wenyewe hawatumii mapafu, hawana mapafu. They do not have lungs. So instead they have gills. So hizi gills ndizo ambazo zinatumika kwenye masuala mazima ya gaseous exchange. And also we are saying that they have a large surface area with a thin folded tissue that are constantly bathed in water, and also allowing oxygen to diffuse into the blood and carbon dioxide to diffuse out. So due to that structure, also tumesema kwamba any respiratory surface inatakiwa iwe thin, iwe nyembamba. Pia apart from that, we have said that any respiratory surface should have that moisture environment ili kuweza kuruhusu diffusion of the gases. Tunasema kwamba diffusion of the gases iweze kutokea kwa urahisi zaidi. But also here we have seen that it has a folded tissue. This folded tissue ambayo inakuwa na constant bathed in a water. Tunasema kwamba hii folded tissue ndiyo ambayo sasa ina allow ile oxygen ambayo inapatikana ndani ya maji iweze kuingia within the gills. Thereafter the exchange can occur within a gills which is found within the fish. So now this one is the fish. Now you can see this one is the fish, and huyu samaki in the side of it. Now you can see wana hii operculum. Operculum ni lile gamba sasa ambalo linakuwa limefunika ile gills, napatikana in the head region, this region. So now ukiondoa ile operculum, inside of it now is where now you can see the gill arc. The gill arc, so that is the structure of the gill now. So ukikata hii gill moja hapa ukaenda kuiview under microscope, ndivyo ambavyo inaweza ukaiona in this way. That is this one is the gill arc. We have this gill filaments, and now we have the blood vessel. And remember, we have said that one of the feature of the respiratory surface, we have said that it should have, it should be supplied with blood vessels. Kwa sababu gani inatakiwa be supplied with the blood vessels? Kwa ajili ya kutransmit zile gases kwenda kwenye different region of the body. So now you can see we have this blood vessels ambayo ina carry, it can either carry deoxygenated blood, but also it can carry oxygenated blood. So that is the respiratory surface which is found within a fish. So my student, I would like to welcome you again into the next part of this session, whereby we're going to discuss another respiratory surfaces which are found within an organism such as insect and a plant. So thank you for attentively listening.